Hello everyone, it's Hunter Avalone here, and today I am apologizing. Why am I apologizing, you might ask? Well, I am apologizing for being a man. You see, as a man, I am the most privileged and the most toxic of all people. As a man, my very existence is raping people on the daily. You know, I've been meaning to apologize now for quite some time. Every time I look down and see my massive, thunderous, veiny, throbbing 9-inch privilege pole, I am reminded that I am a man and I need to apologize. So on behalf of all men everywhere, I just want to say, I'm sorry. What's up everyone, it's your favorite problematic guy, Hunter Avalone here, back with another video. Now I think we're all aware of the fact that many members of the left really hate men, specifically straight white men, making me the devil to liberals everywhere. They have a not-so-subtle agenda to feminize men and condemn men for acting masculine, usually claiming it's toxic masculinity. You know, I think it's really funny how the left hates men, but they also worship transgender people. If you ask me, female-to-male transgender people are just a classic example of, if you can't beat them, join them. But seriously, for those who don't know, toxic masculinity is thus defined by adherence to traditional male gender roles that restrict the kinds of emotions allowable for boys and men to express, including social expectations that men seek to be dominant, the alpha male, kinda like me, and limit their emotional range primarily to expressions of anger. Yeah, guys, I mean, men being dominant? Men not being quite as emotional? There's definitely not an explanation for this within the realm of evolution. No. Our patriarchal society is forcing men into these hairy, testosterone-dripping, beer-chugging animals. Now, I, for one, don't really want to be an evil man, however. I really just want to unlearn my toxic masculinity. I've already begun the process by following some steps from a BuzzFeed article. For one, I learned not to be an activist in the streets and a sexist in the sheets.
Yeah, you like that, babe? Yeah, your consent is so hot. You're my equal little partner.
I even began caring for my masculinity and the issues caused by my toxic masculinity. After all, as BuzzFeed says, look, just between us, I'm not into feminism so that men can feel free to cry or talk about their feelings. To clarify, I think it sucks that we live under a system that forces men to be strong, manly, and powerful, and that tells us that a sensitive man is weak. But honestly, I'm more worried about femicides, sexist violence, rapes, the salary gap, abortion, problems caused by the contraceptive pill, work harassment, and having to constantly look behind my back when I walk home in the dark late at night. This is important, everyone. It's up to you, as men, to break down the stereotypes that society has imposed upon your masculinity. It's not my job, it's yours. This makes a lot of sense. Not only is all this evil shit apparently the fault of the evil man, but it's even up to men to break down the stereotypes that society has imposed on their masculinity. You know, just like it's up to Muslims to break down the stereotypes that society has imposed on their religion. And just like it's up to black people to break down the stereotypes society has imposed on their race. Wait, hold on a second. I thought virtuous liberals spend all day every day trying to rid societal stereotypes when it comes to these groups. Huh. I guess this logic is only okay when it comes to men. Damn, I'm still getting a little bit upset. This is definitely my toxic masculinity, making me feel nothing but anger. It definitely has nothing to do with members on the left telling me that I'm responsible for negative stereotypes associated with my masculinity. No, it's my own toxic masculinity. Now for the next part of my unlearning process, I will be watching a video from ABC Comedy called A Message from the Weaker Sex.
Message from the weaker sex.
Miranda Devine is right. Women are protected by men. So here's a message from the weaker sex. We just want to say, thank you, men.
You're welcome.
Thanks, men, for holding the door open for me. Otherwise, I'd just stand outside in the rain for hours.
You hear that, boys? Stop opening the door for women. When BuzzFeed tells us to use our privilege for the right cause, this is not what they mean. Don't think about being polite or friendly. No, this is just a way to further demean the poor, weak women.
Thanks, men, for reminding me to smile. Otherwise, my face muscles might atrophy.
Yeah, who the fuck is asking you to smile? Seriously, curse the man who asked you to do whatever that is. But seriously, I guess all men are responsible for the select few who've asked you to smile in a demeaning way.
Thank you for making my reproductive choices for me. I'm so tired from all the other decisions I have to make. Like, what do I have for breakfast?
So why exactly are you blaming men for this? I mean, you can vote, can't you? If you don't like men making choices for you, why do you vote them in office?
Thanks, men, for putting a pill in my drink at the bar. Passing out by myself would be dangerous.
Yeah, darn those evil men. As we all know, all men put drugs in women's drinks. Do you realize that your entire point is ruined by you holding all men responsible for this? Most men I know would beat the absolute crap out of a guy who put a drug in a woman's drink. Oh, but that's just toxic masculinity, right?
Thanks for laughing at all your friends' horrifically violent jokes about women. Our sensitive women's brains just don't know what's funny.
Yes, everyone. Men just sit around telling horrible, offensive jokes about women. We go out pillaging, we come home, we sit around the campfire, and we just tell rude, offensive jokes all day. But seriously, why is it any of your business what people are laughing at? Are you seriously telling me, in your entire life, you've never once laughed at an offensive joke? And yeah, no offense, but I'm not sure you do know what's funny. I mean, you got your hair cut like that, and you don't even see the humor in it.
Thanks, men, for not listening to us when we say no. You know I'm not strong enough to know what I want. Or to fight you off.
You could have said, thanks men in Hollywood, and it would have made a little more sense. But do you really have the nerve to get up here and just claim that all men don't listen when you say no? Rapists are total scumbags, and the fact that you group all men in with that subhuman filth is appalling and wrong on so many levels.
Thanks to all the men out there for so many domestic violence calls. It keeps me in a job.
Just trying to help out with the wage gap.
Thank you for protecting us from the lions that already kill one woman per week in Australia.
No, that's men.
What the fuck are we doing this?
First of all, anyone being killed is a terrible thing, but the population of Australia is 24 million, meaning that if one woman was killed a week, that's 0.00008% of women being killed every week. Plus, if we look at crime statistics in Australia, we see that 64% of homicide victims are men. So why are you making this out as a woman's only issue?
Thanks for protecting us from men. Men?
Well, you're welcome, you ungrateful twats! Seriously, no one is denying that some men are bad people. Some men certainly are bad people, but some women are bad people also, and it's unfair and sexist to lump all men as the same, just like you'd claim I was being sexist if I claimed all women were the same. Wow, I'm definitely starting to feel a little bit better. I can really feel my toxic masculinity coming off, along with my balls. Seeing that video just really helped me appreciate how terrible men are. But I think I'm still a little bit sexist. I think I still have a little bit of toxic masculinity in me. Because it'd be really nice if I could have my ideas reaffirmed by a man. Maybe, just maybe, a nice soy boy could reaffirm my ideas.
I'm sorry. As a man, I have been a part of the problem.
Now this is the kind of thinking we need. A nice little cuck apologizing on behalf of all men and admitting he's wrong.
I'm just now realizing at the ripe old age of 34 just how complicit I've been in all of the problems that are existing today.
Wow, well, this is good to know. I mean, this guy has been complicit in all the problems existing today. I mean, guys, finally we have someone to blame for rape, world hunger, and the Me Too movement. Finally, I can stop blaming Bush for 9/11.
I have a lot of privilege that I didn't really realize I had, especially as a white, straight male.
I am absolutely loving the buzzwords.
And right now, I'm excited because there's a lot of awakening, and there's a lot of men realizing that it's their job as humans, not just as men or as women, to stand up and say and demand that this section of the population, this 51% of human beings in the world, deserve the exact same respect and access to education and opportunity as the other 49%.
Yeah, isn't that a little demeaning? I'm sorry, I'm just so confused. Beta boy is telling me to demand respect for women, yet feminist lady bitches at men for opening the door. So you either want men's help, or you don't. Can you guys just make up your mind? Seriously, you're being as indecisive as a woman. All in all, I think it's time that we as a society stop demonizing men. Men work hard and do a lot of good, and it's really unfair to lump all men with the creepy catcaller or the dude who harassed you at work. Sure, those guys are bad, but they do not represent all men. You know, I think it's funny that liberals claim it's racist to treat a black person as the spokesperson for their race, yet they have no problem treating bad men as the spokesperson or representative of the male sex. I mean, feminists claim they want male allies, then they go and create BS like the videos we watched and the article we read. Feminists, you cannot demand that men treat you equal if you refuse to treat men as equals. I honestly don't know how we got to this point, where it's suddenly socially acceptable to casually hate men, bash men, demonize men, and then get offended when a man makes a joke at the expense of a woman. I am not sorry for being a man. Toxic masculinity is bullshit, and I refuse to let liberal propaganda affect me or make me feel guilty simply for existing or simply for being male. Men contribute so much to society, as do women. I don't want to continue dragging men down in an attempt to bring females up. It's counterproductive, and it only further hurts your agenda. Please give this video a like, comment below, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks everyone for watching. Please hack your penis off so that you're not too privileged. Peace.